I don't care how you was feeling before. Nope. But right now, it's time to feel good. Yeah. Let's go. I'm good.
Okay, so Terry, I have a story, and I need your opinion.
Okay.
Okay, this is a serious problem in my house, like a serious problem, and it's a lot of fighting, and my daughter has gotten involved in this fight now. It started well before she existed, but toilet paper. Toilet paper. Good old trusty toilet paper. Okay, so it all started when I was living with my husband, who was not my husband at the time. And he would get really pissed off at me because I would not put the toilet paper back onto the roll after it ran out. Totally understandable. It was my thing. It was a thing that I did. You know, like people who leave their dirty clothes next to the hamper. I was really bad at putting toilet paper back onto the toilet paper roll.
Okay. Well, then you're related to my daughter. But go ahead. I have my own stories, but I want to hear yours.
So I kind of developed this habit because I lived in a house full of women, and we went through toilet paper so fast. It was like, what's the point in putting it back onto the roll when I'm going to have to replace it in like 2 days anyways? I have 2 sisters. And
but that's like saying you don't make your bed because you're going to sleep in it that night. No?
You must be related to my husband then. So.
Okay, so continue. Sorry.
One
Sorry
upper.
for interruption.
So long story short with that, it's been an ongoing battle, and I fully admit it.
So you put the toilet paper on the counter is what you're saying? Or
no, I put it on. I put it on top of the toilet paper.
Wait, what?
The like bar thing.
So you don't unhook the bar. Mm-hmm. You just put the toilet paper on the bar.
Boop.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not married to you, but keep going.
So, it's just there, ready to go. You know what? Judge me. It is
whatever.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But so after many years, I mean, I've been with my husband for like a little over 11 years now.
Okay.
So one day, my husband got quite upset with me to the degree in which he took to social media.
Oh, no.
He took a photograph of my neatly placed toilet paper roll, brand new, sitting on top of the little dispenser. And he was like, what the f-? And he posted it, right? So he posted it, and of course, everybody went ate on his social media, laughing hysterically, telling like either, taking sides. Oh, I totally agree. That's just not okay. I can't get on board. Korren, we can't be friends anymore.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, not really, but.
So you were toilet paper shamed is what you're saying.
I was totally TP shamed. TP shamed for sure. Hashtag TPS.
TPS. There you go.
So it became this thing, and it's funny because I didn't actually see it until my coworkers.
Do you get notifications?
Were telling me about it.
Was this on Facebook?
Yes.
Okay.
So Toilet Paper Chronicles continue. So now I've been very good at putting the toilet paper roll back on. But I'm just curious, is there anyone out there who does the same thing as me? And more importantly, once you have put the toilet paper on the roll, what direction does it go?
Okay, so I need to jump in here.
Go for it.
First of all, those of you should know, I mentioned the last thing. Corinne and I met through her husband. So he does some business with me, and so then we met that way. And as we've been talking over the last few months and everything, I've been sending her things when my daughter does things that really annoy me. I'm like, okay, your daughter's 6, mine's 23. Look what you have. Look what you have to look forward to. And it's always about toilet paper. And what Summer does is that she will also put the toilet paper. Well, no, first of all, she doesn't replace it. So that just pisses me off. At least you have enough courtesy to put one on, set it on the roll is what you're saying. At least you put it on there.
It's nearby.
Yeah. So then she'll put it on the counter. Plus she'll leave the empty one. She actually unhooked the toilet paper dispenser and put the empty one on the counter. And right underneath it is where the trash can is. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? And even just the other day, she actually came home after going out for happy hour with her friends and apparently one beer too many. And she flicked it across her bathroom and it was in the tub. And I'm like, how'd the toilet paper roll get in your tub? She goes, didn't I throw that away? I'm like, no, you launched it. And the empty dispenser still existed. So back to your question. A question came up when, and those of you should know that I was married before Summer's dad, and now I'm married for the second time, almost 19 years. Thank you. But
Woo-hoo!
I know, I'm excited about that.
We love Tom.
But we do. But one of the questions that him and I, my ex-husband and I used to fight about is which way does the silverware go in the dishwasher? And he would always argue with me.
Oh,
so
yes.
I'm like, okay, so we're going to get two little lessons here in this. And with him, as long as I could explain myself and it would make sense to him, I felt like, okay, that's a wife win, because he'd be if he could see it, that it made some kind of logical sense in what your husband likes to call my spaghetti brain. Yeah, we'll get to the waffle spaghetti at some other episode, but I'm just putting it out there. Then he would be like, okay, I'll give you that. So the big thing just with the dishwasher was, well, when Summer was 2, she liked to come in and help. And she was just starting to walk, and she was walking a lot, but she was usually running into things. And when your silverware is upside down, they grab a knife. And so that's bad. So you turn them over.
Thank you.
And also the water comes from the bottom, people. And there's no secret scrubbers in your dishwasher. There are not. You have to rinse them off before you put the dishes in. I don't care what the commercial says. So you turn them downways. So first of all, your little kids can't grab them, forks, knives, whatever, out of the dishwasher. But the water is spraying up to wash off the stuff, off them after you've already rinsed them off. That's the one thing.
Daryl Lamar Briley II, are you listening to this?
Okay, so that's logical.
I think that it is.
And knowing Dylan already the way I do, I could see him running over and going, ha ha, and grabbing a knife and launching it, but also cutting his hand with that, or a fork or something.
He climbs into the dishwasher.
He climbs into things.
Yeah.
So now we get back to the toilet paper follies or chronicles. But with the toilet paper, I had to explain this one as well, because it would always go where it was rolling down towards the ground. And I'm like, I don't want my toilet paper touching the ground. So we put it over the top. So then it comes over the top and then you can tear it out. If you put it going the other way, at some point, it's going to touch the ground. First of all, your kids don't know how much to use. So I don't know if you ever saw that movie, The Help. When they were counting squares.
That's how I taught Carson.
Wow, they count squares. And you better not have had a full meal that day. But all I'm saying is that you go over the top and you're going towards the ground, it's going to touch the ground. Who wants sandy toilet paper or anything that's fallen on the ground? If you've got pets, that's gross. Okay, no matter what anybody says, you shouldn't daily eat off your bathroom floors. Mine are clean. I have housekeepers that come a couple times a month, so mine are clean, and we pick up in the meal time. But if it comes over the top, there you go. It's basically you're controlling what it touches next.
Okay, so that's where that's what we do.
Okay.
No,
good.
we're right there with you,
Okay.
and I absolutely agree with you.
I'm adamant about it, by the way.
See,
I will turn it.
My husband is adamant. I'm like, man, whatever. Obviously, it doesn't even need to be on the roll.
Oh my god!
What?
I
Who
will
cares?
take it off the roll, turn it over, and then be mad at people. I'll be like, okay, people, how many times do I have to explain to you how to put the toilet paper on the roll?
I only do it because of my husband, because I love him, and I choose not to lose a battle with my husband.
Well, actually, what I think is really fun is when Summer doesn't put the toilet paper on there and I see her studying in her room or sitting on her bed watching a show on her iPad, I get out one of the 6-packs of Northern and I start opening it up and throwing them at her. I would never beat my kids, except I would absolutely throw toilet paper rolls at her head in her bed. And she's like, Mommy, what are you doing? Yes, she still calls me that. But I'm just like, okay, what is this stuff? It's toilet paper. Put it on the toilet roll. And for those of you that know me, I don't like the F word, so I don't say very much. But when it comes to toilet paper, I do.
Yeah, no, you've curse bombed me a few times.
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
with
texting.
That.
Okay, I do text curse bomb you. Yeah. Okay, I do that.
It's different. You're not saying it out loud.
No, Yeah.
I think that's funny though. I think it's great. You've completely wasted a whole pack of toilet paper to prove a point. And that's something that I think we as women will do. I mean, okay, so there's a lot of things though that I would do for a pure point. Just to make a point, I will go out of my way. I will suffer just to make a point. For example, my kids think that when mommy is going potty, it's playtime. Now, my husband can be in the house, perfectly capable of entertaining 2 children. But if mommy's going potty, it's a party. It's potty party. So I will make it a point to take a picture while my son is sitting on top of my lap while I'm going pee, and my daughter is standing right in front of me, telling me about her day, asking me to do her hair, and I'll send it. I'll be like, hey, what are you doing? I'll send it to my friends. What are you up to? And they'll get a picture of me on the toilet, and I don't even care.
So that wasn't a social media grab though?
Yeah, definitely not.
No one wants to see that. How far do you go with that?
Definitely not
so
that
far. So if you text that to me, you're saying I don't have permission to put it on my Instagram? I could be creative with it.
No sharing. No sharing. But no, I have a few in my phone right now. I could even show you.
Oh my gosh.
I choose not to.
Oh my gosh.
No, seriously. I'll be like, peace sign cheese.
Oh my gosh. So when Summer was little, but I think this is our fault a little bit, only because there's one thing that gets them not to do that. And that is actually to close the bathroom door to where it kind of clicks. And I don't know what it was, but ever since she was little, I always close it, but just so it's cracked, but it's just easily pushed in. And I never change that. And it's funny because I noticed, like with my husband, he closes it like it's locked. And I'm like,
do not
he doesn't have to lock it, but because obviously nobody walks in on him. But it's just funny because you know how you just kind of not crack it, but you know what I mean, right? Mm-hmm. Just like, and
where it touches the door
just
frame.
Touches door frame. Yeah. And so Summer would walk in and go, hey, mommy, can you do my hair? Can you zip this up for me? And then she'd walk out, but they never close it on their way out, by the way. And you're like, hello, can you please close the door? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll be there in a minute. And you lose them. They're gone.
Here's the thing that I don't understand. You brought up a very good point. So Tom goes to the restroom. He closes the door. It's like a dungeon, locked. No one, do not enter, right? No, and everyone knows, leave him be, right?
Right.
Okay, explain to me why my husband can be in the bathroom for, 77 hours and be uninterrupted. I hear his phone going, ding, ding, ding. He's playing games and whatever the hell he's doing in there.
Mine watches baseball games in the bathroom. I'm like, really? But then he takes it with him, mad at the TV, takes his phone into the bathroom, and I'm like, Tom, if you're mad at the TV, puts it on mute going, I don't want to watch this game. They're not even pitching right. This is ridiculous. And then he takes his phone in the bathroom and I can hear the game in the bathroom.
But why do they get that time and then we can't get 4 seconds of pee time?
Well,
but because even when I do close the door, I get hands and fingers and it's so cute, but I get little fingers and
Well, see, I never got that. I did get her just kind of walking in, or here's what I get now. So,
because she's older, she's 23.
Yeah, she's 23. She's an adult, and she always seems to have to tell me something about her day, even if the day hasn't started. And so she'll come into the bathroom and she'll just really open it up, and I'm like, "Hello." I'll be sitting on the toilet, and she'll be just like, "Oh, I just want to tell you something quick." I'm like, "Can you close the door, please?" And and I actually have to almost like scream at her, "Close the door." "Okay, I just want to tell you something fast." I'm like, "No, close it." So she'll close it in that door touching crack thing. And we have a cat. And so, the whole hands under the door, the cat decides he's actually figured out how to jump up and push open the door.
Smart cat.
Yeah. And if it is get that click close, he puts his paws under the door and then whines the whole time until I come out. So he's figured out that whenever I'm in the bathroom, he needs to come in and be like, "What are you doing? I need to eat now. I know I just ate 5 minutes ago, but you're in the bathroom, and the routine is that right after you get out of the bathroom in the morning, you come and feed me. And I know it's 4:00 in the afternoon, but this is the routine. So what are you doing in there without me?"
And there's nobody else in the house that's possibly capable of doing this.
No.
Apparently
It's just the cat, and it's crazy to me because even I hear Tom sitting out in the living room going, "TJ, can you just leave her alone?" And this is the cat. Like the cat's going to respond back. Or he'll see Summer walk across the house to the second bathroom in the master bedroom, and he'll be like, "Summer, I have the master door cracked closed. I have the bathroom door cracked closed that's in the master, and I still have no privacy. And I don't have small kids like you. I get the little kids going, "Where's mama?" But why do the adult kids and the cat need to know where I am?
I figured it out.
Join me.
I figured it out, Terry. Ready?
Okay.
So when you get pregnant, you go to the doctors and they completely invade your privacy and stick all sorts of things up at your woo-ha, right? And that is when you sign your life away.
Is that it?
Yeah. No, you literally, all your privacy is completely invaded and taken and stripped from you, and you are now mom. You're done. It's like you like bled onto a piece of paper, you signed it in blood, and you're like, I'm done.
And I think that's true. And then
It's
at
like
some
initiation.
point we became private, and then we did something called waxing. And I call it sugaring for what I do, but I don't think I've ever had such an invasive lack of privacy or anything, even with my OB-GYN, that that she goes places and places that nobody else does. Talk about the bathroom follies. Yeah, that just, it's kind of weird.
Oh, I love getting waxed.
I know. Yeah, no. And we mean that in a very facetious way. We're not saying we love it like we can't wait for the next time. We're like, wow, we really do that and put ourselves through that pain and that kind of procedure. It's a procedure now? That kind of event. No. Yeah, it's an event. It is. I have to psych myself up for it.
Oh yeah.
It's
Then
crazy.
they hype you up.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then, I need my wax lady to like be excited about my vagina. Like, yes, you hype it up, girl.
Yeah.
You tell me how great it is.
Yeah. Mine sits there and decides that my sugaring lady, she's like, she just starts talking about her day as, you got your leg up in the air and you're like, and can you turn this way? Thanks. And I'm like, and can you hold this open? I'm like, okay. And then she's just like, so where are you going to next? I'm like, wow.
Where are you going?
Yeah. I'm like, wow, we're just so intimate now.
I mean, I feel like it's just a product of motherhood. And then like, yeah, nothing's private.
But we have to, here's where we have the mom win here. Nobody comes with us to get waxed or sugaring. So I guess that's our private time. We give up our bathroom time for our waxing time. Do you ever bring Dylan in there with you?
No.
Okay.
No.
I've never brought Summer to one of those appointments.
I do know some people who bring their babies because they're maybe still in their car seat.
Yeah,
Type of thing, and they sit in the car seat. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And they're really well behaved children, unlike mine. And they'll sit there for something like that. Kudos, because I always wish that, like, I have a friend who, she's the best little girl, and she goes to her nail appointments with her, and I mean, she sits through everything, and I'm like, yeah.
Summer was really a good kid. She was. I didn't have any issues with her, so I'm kind of a little spoiled in that. I mean, I'm not saying we don't have our moments where I get frustrated because I think she's a lazy ass, but as far as her being a discipline problem, never. I just don't have to deal with that.
That's awesome.
I've hung out with your kids now, and I think that your kids are great. I think they're busy and active kids, and I think you have two of them that play against each other. But I think that you got good kids.
Yeah, I got
wouldn't hang
super
with you
lucky
if you didn't, just so you know, and we wouldn't be doing this podcast because I'd be all judgy. But in case you guys didn't know me, I totally would. But I'm not going to be judgy because I think she's a good mom. So
thank you. I think I'll keep them.
Yeah, and if you ever get to look at social media, you have to look at them because Corinne's got some cute kids.
Oh,
can they see them on your social media or on the BunLife?
I think I
don't
have.
know.
I think sometimes I put it on the story. Yeah. I haven't formally posted pictures.
My daughter is super pretty, and she was a cute kid. But she's really, really pretty, and
she's
Corinne and
spunky
Daryl's
too.
kids are just so, gorgeous, and they just have different ethnic kids.
Yes,
yeah, mixed race kids.
For those of you who don't know, we have two kids who share both of our ethnic diversity. I have a few ethnic backgrounds. I am essentially Middle Eastern. Husband is Black, and our children are a super awesome mix. They look similar.
Aren't you also New Yorkan?
New Yorkin? Are we coining that term?
I don't know. I just want to throw that in there. I mean, isn't that its own ethnicity? No. I'm
I
Irish and Californian, and so I don't know.
How is
I
a
mean,
state an ethnicity?
And I've got, well, it is New York. I mean,
But it's not an ethnicity.
no, it is. It is. I hear how you guys talk out there.
Well,
People are like, did she just really just talk about our accents out here in New York? I did. I'm sorry.
but like my kids
They're
don't
going to give me a hard time now about California.
They don't look like they have a mom that lived in New York. That doesn't.
No?
I
was
don't
trying to
think
think.
so.
No, they don't. I was just trying to see if that was in the mix. I mean, we actually have some native Indian in ours as well. So we got all kinds of stuff going on in our
That's
little
awesome.
mix there. But no, your kids are gorgeous.
Thank you. They look.
I think that's why Dylan gets so much attention. Those eyelashes and those eyes, and I don't know. He gets attached to your hip because I don't know if your daycare picks him up a lot, but
No, actually, no, not at all.
Oh, okay. Because
I'm
he likes
just
to run
really
too.
cool.
Yeah.
He loves me. I'm like the.
Is
cool
that
mom.
it? Oh, okay.
You didn't know that?
I knew that you were kind of cool.
I'm
Not tonight
awesome.
though. It's freaking hot.
Oh fuck! It's like 110 degrees outside. But yeah, no, my kids are pretty cool. They do give me a run for my money. My daughter gives me the emotional and intellectual struggles, and my son gives me the physical struggles. I'm literally running after him while I'm dealing with my daughter on an emotional tip. So it's a good balance, but it gets hard. But
You have some busy kids.
busy, yeah. And one thing that I love though is since we've gotten to interact, your daughter has been able to be with my daughter, and obviously they're significantly different in age, but your daughter's so smart and she is very educated, and we try to teach and guide our daughter to know that it's cool and it's okay to be smart.
Be smart. It's not
Yeah.
weird, yeah.
And you never have to dumb yourself down for anybody.
Right.
And so every time we talk about Summer or she's interacted with Summer, I'm like, please talk about smart things and
Well, it was
please
cute
talk
when
about
she-
school.
Yeah, and she was like, "Can you be my big sister? Are you like my big sister now?" And Summer's like, "That was so cute." You know, we had a girls' brunch, and Korren and Carson and Summer and myself, and it was just, it was awesome. It was just so fun and very engaging. And we Carson had her chocolate milk in a
Champagne
glass, like all of us had, so she didn't feel like we were the only ones getting mimosas. But it was definitely fun. And just those little things. I mean, that's a mom win for you. You know,
Yeah.
making her feel like she was one of the girls and just really engaging. So that's always fun. But I have a question as we are winding down here. Who does the grocery shopping in your house?
If I had to pick one over the other, it actually would be my husband. Does that surprise you?
It kind of does. But what kind of toilet paper does he buy?
It's like Charmin, I think.
Yeah. So for those of you, since we were talking about the toilet paper volleys and everything, if the husbands go out to get toilet paper, okay, so Charmin sucks. That's all I'm going to say. And by the way, Angel Soft is not soft. That is called
Oh no, that one disintegrates.
sandpaper and disintegrates. Yes, it's awful.
My poor booty.
Charmin is terrible, but Northern is the best one. But then if you clog your toilets and the plumber has to come out, they're like, "Oh, you use Northern," so that's the judgment. And for any of you that use the disposable like wipes down that are there, the
Yeah.
things, they're like, "Yeah, don't use those."
Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Thank you for telling us how to maintain
How to
our
wipe my
hygiene.
ass.
Yeah, and they're like, "Yeah, don't use those," and we're like, "Why not?" "Oh, because plumbers hate them." I'm like, at $150 an hour, I would think you'd love them.
To be completely honest, I just don't want it to disintegrate on my ass. I don't want it to fall apart in my hands, especially with my daughter, because you were talking about counting squares, and I did actually teach her when she was potty training because she would grab one square
Oh gosh,
and
you're like, that doesn't work.
and she'd like poop, and I'm like, no,
No.
boo boo. Oh,
Yeah.
we're gonna need to do a little bit more than that. And then she'd grab like 5 feet.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
a roll per trip.
So we had to. I was like,
Let me
start
explain
with
how
5
this
or
works.
6 squares. You know, she got a little butt, so it's
Right.
okay. And but yeah, I don't. hygiene for children is so huge. So like when it falls apart in their hands, it's like, oh,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't trust how well you wash your hands after.
My husband actually, he doesn't necessarily do the grocery shopping, and he will run out if I need something. He does the Smart and Final shopping. I don't like Costco, except for certain things. I just
Shock
don't.
and awe.
I don't like Costco. I prefer Smart and Final. Now, you can only get like the individual frozen chicken breasts at Costco. The ones at Smart and Final suck. But that's what we get our toilet paper at Smart and Final. And it's just funny because I'm like, what kind you get? He goes, the white kind. I'm like,
is there another colored toilet paper?
The white kind. Oh, okay. Thanks. Appreciate that. That's like saying, what kind of peanut butter did you get? The kind in the jar. Really? Thank you again. I appreciate your input there.
Smooth or creamy. It's so funny that you are surprised that Daryl does the grocery shopping.
I'm just sort of surprised. I think actually he might have mentioned it one time. I just don't know if I thought he did it all the time.
We try to go together, but as you know, our schedules are so hectic and we have to go over the weekend and we get wrapped up in doing so many things.
Why do you try to go together?
Because we're both really stubborn.
Oh.
So we both want to be there to make sure that we're picking out the things that we want. Now we have a list. So that's why I have no problem with letting him go if he wants to do it. We also kind of use it as family time.
Oh, okay.
We've always gone together. So it's our time to kind of just.
But how do you do that with the kids and them wanting everything off the shelf? Or do they not do that?
So we.
Do you go right to like?
It's just a show.
You don't go like to the fruit department and get them a cutie, or do you go to the candy aisle and get them a sucker?
We don't do any of that.
Oh, you just let them.
They just walk with us.
Walk even?
Well, Carson does.
Oh,
and then Dylan's usually either in the car or in a carrier.
Wow, I'm so out of touch when it comes to going to the grocery store with the kids. I can't even.
Oh, I
can't even.
It's hell, but it's family time. I try to make it fun. We try to goof off. The
one-upping thing is coming up right now.
Huh?
The one-upping thing.
Oh
yeah. So Corinne's talking about family time with going to the grocery store, and next she's going to tell me she runs through the grocery store with her hair down. Is it blowing in all the way? And they're running towards each other, and this really loving thing. And I'm like, okay. And then do you like run into the cart and crash and fall into it?
Oh no, I can count many a meltdowns in the grocery store.
That's not good.
Never go hungry. Or when your kids are hungry.
Oh, yeah.
There's
that would be
in and out right next to the grocery store.
They do it on
never
purpose.
Fails. Oh my gosh. And we go to Whole Foods for our produce. And there's a, what's it called? Five Guys?
Oh, yeah.
Right there. And I can smell it.
Five
right
Guys
across the street from In-N-Out.
I know people are like, but you're in California. I'm like, I don't like In-N-Out. I don't dislike it. It's just not my favorite. It's not my favorite, but Five Guys is not bad. I like Fantastic Cafe. They're in Tustin, and they're the best burger I've ever had. It's so good. It's so much better. But no.
Oh my gosh.
But you know what you get to look forward to is that when your daughter gets older, if she's still living at home when she's going to school, mine's on my credit card for just groceries, and I give her a list, and she goes. Now, here's the problem. I do get everything I want. I don't have to go to the grocery store, which I absolutely hate. It's my worst chore ever. But then all of a sudden I'm like, wow, these groceries should have been about $75. And then I look at my credit card and it's $145. And I'm like, did you need the Costco size bottle of your hair product, Summer? And what is this new stuff? Oh, it's some new drink I want to find. And oh, by the way, this week I'm gluten-free. And I'm like, okay, but last week you were not. I know, but I'm trying something new. And also, look at this. And Mommy, yes, at 23. Mommy, look at this new coffee. I'm like, how much was that? She's like, it's Kona coffee. It was only $15 a pound or something like that. And I'm like, Summer, you can't do that. It's my card. She goes, oh, sorry. Yeah. And then, of course, she gets stuff that Tom and I don't eat. So she's like, we're happy with the nectarines and the different weird fruit. But I'm like, because she does her smoothies. But I'm like, okay, where's not just my list? Oh, shoot, I forgot what you needed. What did you need again? Oh, you needed coffee filters. Oh, and you needed, this thing. And you need, oh, okay. So it's cool that I don't have to go, but it's double the price. And I never really know what she comes home with.
It's like 50-50 shot. You'll get what you need.
Yeah. So you get the kind of meltdowns every once in a while. And I get Christmas every time she goes to the grocery store.
Surprise.
It's a surprise. And it's really expensive. It's kind of like Christmas.
But you know what? It's, like, for example, I I can't stress it enough, finding that silver lining in everything and celebrating those small victories in those little moments, because you're able to help Summer create that independence and being able to go grocery shopping. Because I never went grocery shopping until I moved out. And that was hard. It was a hard, cruel experience to learn how expensive grocery shopping is. And so she knows. Granted, she is using your card, but to understand, I mean, brands, and I think that's something you don't think about. You just end up buying the things you think are what you're supposed to have. And then with me going with my kids, it is a disaster often, an absolute disaster. But then there's days where they're not. And there are days where you walk through the grocery store and I have a video of Carson piling the shopping cart with 1,000,000 boxes of Wheat Thins. Obviously, that is not what we want, but we let her do it.
You wanted Oreos.
Obviously. Love me some Oreo. Let her do it. Joke about it. Have a good time. Put them back on the shelf, and then move on. And it might take us 2.5 hours to get through the grocery store. But since we don't get those times together, we utilize that time to try to just make it fun and light. Cool. So I guess it may be hectic, but in a small victory sense, it's family time. And that's huge when you have busy lives, busy schedule with busy kids. And, if you haven't noticed, we are constantly trying to reiterate to our listeners how there's always a small victory, even in what you might feel is a fail or a stressful situation, and it shouldn't weigh you down. And I'm curious to know if you guys take your kids grocery shopping, or if that's just me that's crazy. And if you guys send somebody to go, because if you do send somebody to go, now that I know you do, Terry.
Yes, I know.
Is she for hire?
I know. Well, my one small victory when Summer was Carson's age at the grocery store, and this actually instilled in her because when she did some babysitting or watches kids, she's like, I'm doing that. And it's funny how the little things you do sometimes as a mom over the years, they do remember certain things. And that's what you hope for. But I remember taking her to the grocery store with me, and she's like, can I please pick out my own cereal? And we never went more than 2 boxes because it gets stale, and you just don't want to, get anything in there. And so, especially if they don't eat it every day. And I said, yes, you can pick out one, but the first ingredient cannot be sugar. And she's like, oh, that's the, and I knew she could spell the word. I said, so the first ingredient can't be sugar. How do you spell it? SUGAR. I'm like, okay, so you can pick out anything as long as that's not the first ingredient. So I remember her coming back. She found me and she was actually gone like 10 minutes. And I was like, oh crap, somebody took my kid. And I'm like, I can't believe, but okay, guys, 16 years ago, I'm not saying it was okay to let your 6-year-old go run around the grocery store, but it wasn't like nowadays where there's a little more concern. Okay. Because, it just wasn't. We weren't so paranoid about somebody taking your kid. But anyway, she'd come back, and I just remember her coming back that one time and crying. And the only thing she had in her hand was the shredded wheat. She's like, but I don't like this kind, and it's the only thing I found. And I'm just like, okay, try again. I go, and just look again. It just can't be the first. She goes, oh, okay, but it could be the second. I go, it can be the second. It can't be the first ingredients. And she came back with Golden Grahams and Cocoa Puffs because that's not the first ingredient. And she goes, but Fruit Loops is out. And she told me all the ones that are out. I'm like, great. So she was like, I go, which one do you want? She goes, I can't have both. I go, no, you get one. And she's like, but I said, or I get to pick both of them. I said, and my favorite cereal is Total. And I said Raisin Bran, even though I don't like it because I knew she hated it. And so she's like, okay. I'll put one back. But it's funny because anytime we're at grocery store shopping and anything, she's like, okay, I know the rule. The first thing can't be sugar. And it just stuck with her all these years. So that to me is a good victory.
Absolutely. It's a learning experience. It's fun and she remembered for her. It's adventurous. She'll do it with her kids. I'm going to use that.
Yeah, I love that.
So that's great. Thank you so much for sharing that.
All right. Well, we are ending our episode today. And again, we want you all to reach out to us, follow us on the BunLife Official on Instagram. It's at the BunLife Official, and send us a note. Let us know what you're feeling, how you're doing, your small victories, how you like our podcast. And if you're listening to us on iTunes or whatever streaming download, please make sure that you send us you give us a rating, and if you can, and then also, tell us your 5 stars. We hope you think we're 5 stars, but we appreciate that. It keeps us on the air. So everyone, just really make it a great day, and we'll see you on the next BunLife podcast.
Bye.
My day starts off 'cause I'm good.